and I knew I was killing myself slowly and shortly. I know he's doomed to fail. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to help you. This guy literally just took money from me. He literally just robbed me. Like, he robbed me of money just there. That shit actually scared me and scarred the fuck out of me. And why? You know, I used to be one of those guys, you know, that always would tell myself, you know what? Let me start next week. Let me start next month. I just used to be one of those guys, man, that just always had to wait for the right moment to start something new, or like, you know, start something to pursue my goals that I had set for myself. I was one of those guys who just always told myself, let me just wait for the perfect moment. Damn it, I don't want to start. Today's a Wednesday. It doesn't make sense to start today. We're in the middle of the week. Let me start next week, or now that we're getting closer to the New Year's, you know, let's let loose for these last few months. You know, the holidays are coming up. Let's lock in once January 1st comes around. That used to be me, guys. And I'm here to tell you guys, if that's you currently right now, one of those guys who have to wait for that perfect moment, or you just have to wait for the stars to align, you're just ultimately giving yourself an excuse. And I just want to let you know that if you're waiting for January 2026 to start anything, not even fitness, but if you're waiting till January 2026 to start any of your goals that you had set in place, I'm here to tell you as your genie, that shit is not going to be happening. And I can assure you that, because if you're pushing your goals and what you want in your life to the future and not trying to pursue it now, that ultimately tells me, and that's going to tell you subconsciously, that this shit is not that priority. That this shit is telling you ultimately that this shit is not really a priority for you. Just think about it. Can you go to work and tell your job, you know what? I don't want to start work until next month. Or, you know what? I don't want to start this new job till the start of the new year. You know how crazy that sounds? They'll literally just say, okay, you know what, you're fired, or you know what, we'll move on to a new candidate. Because you're essentially telling that job that this shit is not really a priority to you. That this shit is almost like a joke. That's how the job is going to take it when you tell your job that you want to start working once the new year starts, or you want to start working next week. And even if they ask you, why do you want to start next week? And you don't even give them a valid answer as to, like, maybe if it's not dire health reason, you just tell them, you know what, I don't feel like starting work because, you know, I'm at this old job right now and I want to just wait till the New Year's to start fresh. And I want to just wait it out. That's the main reason why I want to start. That's the main reason why I'm holding off on starting this job with you guys. You know how crazy that sounds, guys? And why I'm even bringing this up, mentioning all this to you guys, is because it just dawned on me today. At work today, as I was leaving work today, one of my coworkers at my job, I'm not gonna call him out obviously, but he's kind of big. He's on the bigger size, and he's always critiquing me and always asking me, why are you always eating strict? Why are you always counting your calories? Because I bring a scale to work. I bring my food scale to work because I have to weigh my barbecue sauce when I pour my condiments on my food. And he sees me eating the same shit every day. And like I said, my job loves to cater food every day. I don't know where they're getting this money from. Obviously, they get it from the company, but every single day at lunch, they're always bringing some unhealthy food to lunch, and I always say no every single fucking time because I know this shit is serious for me. My goal in life right now, my main priority in life is to get to sub 10% body fat, which is around, for me, getting around 200 to 205 pounds lean. And my number 2 goal is to start up my own personal fitness coaching business. And if it's not one of those 2 things, guys, I really want nothing to do with it. If it's going to derail me just the way I am right now, if it's not aligning with those 2, if any outside noise isn't aligning with those 2 with those 2 goals that I have set for myself, I don't want to be a part of it. But I digress on that topic, guys. So as I was leaving work today, guys, my coworker, he was telling me, you know what? I'm inspired by you, man, Edward. I like what you're doing. And this is literally what he told me. And I was gonna say something, but guys, me personally, I'm pretty reserved and pretty quiet. So I'm not really somebody who's gonna be boast. Like, I'm not really somebody who's always out there, like, especially fitness wise. I don't want to be the guy to, like, you know, push fitness on people. So I'm usually the guy that if you want my fitness advice, I'll give it to you. I'll give you all the advice you'll need. I'm always happy to give people advice. So I'm always happy to give newbies or beginners advice on fitness that's worked for me. I'll give you that advice free. I will give you all the advice you'll need, but I will never be the guy to, like, you know, go out of my way to give somebody advice who doesn't need advice, if you know what I mean. So if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, my coworker was telling me, you know what, once the New Year start, I want you to be my personal trainer. This is what he told me. he was saying, yeah, once the New Year start, Edward, can you please make me a meal plan and give me like a workout routine? Because, you know, once the New Year start, I want to start getting back into my fitness shit. I just want to be healthy and happy for my kids and my wife and all that. This is what he was telling me. And in the back of my mind, I was like, why do you want to wait till New Year's to start this shit? Like, why can't you start today? But I didn't say it to him because he's obviously like, you know, he's my manager, so I'm not going to tell him that directly. So I just told him, you know what, yeah, I got you. But in the back of my mind, I was just telling myself, there's no way this guy is serious, because if he's waiting till January, which is not even like, it's still like 60 plus days away. If he's waiting 60 plus days to start, guys, when he gets to January, nothing is going to change, because he had not built the habits and all the proper setup beforehand to really set himself up for success. Because guys, the way I see it, the New Year's should not be anything more than another day to you. If you're serious about any goals you have, it's best to start now. Honestly, it would have been best to start 3 months ago. But as you guys know, the saying goes, the first best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The second best time will be today. So I don't see why people want to wait till the New Year's to have a New Year's resolution. Because like I said, I was one of those dumb idiots who always have like a New Year's resolution and always wait for the New Year's to start like a big drastic change in my life. But as I've been in my overall fitness journey for over a year, guys, if you guys didn't know, let me just break it down for you. Give you a little backstory for those of you that are new to my channel. I used to weigh over 300 pounds over a year ago. I was the most depressed, down bad, unconfident motherfucker in the world. I hated the way I looked, the way I felt, and I knew I was killing myself slowly and shortly. But I didn't have any discipline. I didn't know where to start, and I just kept feeding into my bad habits, and I didn't start. And I ultimately had no direction over a year ago. So I can honestly thank God for giving me the proper discipline and the wake-up call to get me to where I'm at today. Because as of today, as I'm recording this video, I'm currently 220 pounds. And my ultimate goal, like I said, is around 200 pounds. So I still have quite a bit of weight to lose, about 20 pounds to lose. I'm trying to get it done before the new year. But if not, I'm going to keep going regardless. But yeah, guys, I just never fully understood or grasped why somebody who wants to lose weight, or just somebody who has goals in mind, they want to wait till the New Year's to start. Because in my mind, that just means whatever that goal is, it isn't really serious, or it isn't really a goal that you really want to achieve if you're willing to sacrifice it and give it up for weeks and weeks and weeks and wait for a certain time or a certain deadline to start it. If it's something that you can physically start doing today, I don't see why you can't start, like, you know, prepping or even doing some minor tweaks to get you to that goal quicker. Not even quicker, but just set you up for success, guys. But I don't know why that's the case. But like I said, as I was reflecting on my drive home about my coworker wanting to start his fitness journey in January, I know he's doomed to fail. Like, he's doomed to be big and overweight for the rest of his life, unless his mindset is willing to shift and wanting to start today, and not wanting to wait for a perfect moment, not wanting to wait for anything. Because guys, like I said, there is no such thing as a perfect moment. I was one of those guys who always thought that there needs to be a perfect time to start something, perfect time to start my fitness journey, perfect time to start posting content. Because like I said, guys, for me, I could have easily waited till the new year to start posting content. Like, cause I feel like by the New Year's, I would be at a really, really good position physically to really start posting, to really, like, you know, put my authority in this fitness space. But I was just telling myself, why would I wait till January, February of the new year to start posting content when I'm passionate about this shit now? Like, every day I wasn't posting, I would get upset at myself, and I would have an urge to just share my ideas, share my thoughts, share my journey. And I have a lot of valuable information to share with people, but I just never understood why I was waiting. And, you know, I never understood why I was debating on waiting to post this content. So I just said, fuck it, let me just get a camera, start posting now. Let me not have any excuses. So that's the key thing, guys. You have to realize that if you want something in life, you have to go for it immediately. You have to just, like, if it's legal, and it's something that's, and if it's legal, and if it's something that can benefit you, and just something that you want, go for it now. Like, build the steps, build the foundation now. Why wait? Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to help you. It's all going to be done through you. And later on down the line, once you start building traction, that's when you start seeing people come along and, like, you know, support you. But that's one thing I've personally took a long time to realize, guys, is that initially, most people, 99% of people don't understand what you want out of your life. Like, nobody knows you more than you know yourself. So whatever goals you have for yourself, you don't even need to tell anybody. Just go for it. Do it in silence and like really grind it out. And then once you start seeing progress and other people start seeing progress, they'll ask you like, damn, you look different. Like what changed? Like what have you been doing? That's when you can start sharing your information, giving them ideas and stuff like that. But ultimately, guys, you have to really just lock in and do shit yourself. Whatever it is, if it's fitness related. For me, like I said, I just wanted to get super fit, lean, be the best version of myself, because I would tell myself, man, I don't want to die an 80-year-old person working a typical 9-to-5 job, eating a bunch of bullshit, and the best life stories I could tell is me kicking back with some coworkers, watching the Super Bowl, watching guys make millions of dollars while I'm still making a regular paycheck 9-to-5, clocking in, depending on somebody else to give me a paycheck. And when I mean depending on somebody else, I'm talking about literally just depending on this guy to clock me in, check my hours, and just make sure. I don't even want to go too much into the corporate America, because that's another thing that pissed me off, guys, about this overall, like, 9-to-5 shit. Like I said, for me, this is all temporary means. I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. But what pissed me off recently, I'll just go on a little rant. What pissed me off last week, I turned in my time card. So where I work, guys, you turn in your time card to your manager, and he literally has to approve your time. So anyways, my manager called me up, and he was like, hey, it looks like you clocked in a little bit extra overtime. And I was there for that time. But this guy deducted those hours from my overall paycheck. And long story short, he called me up the next day and he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you actually worked these extra hours. But the next time she just add the hours there. That pissed me off, because I was like, what the fuck? This guy literally just took money from me. And he literally just robbed me. Like, he robbed me of money just there. And I couldn't do anything about it because, like I said, I'm new to the company. He's a bigger boss of the company. So that was just another trigger in my mind. I was like, okay, yeah, this shit is not going to be able to work for me long term. For me having to clock in, and not even just clock in, for me having to submit my time to another man, for that man to look through my timesheet, validate the hours that I worked, approve it before I get paid, that shit bothered me. Like, I was like, what the fuck? This old guy with bald head, he's the one determining how much money I take home every 2 weeks. That shit just was another like mindset opener. Like I said, even before that incident happened, I already knew that this shit was not gonna be for me long term. But this was just another reaffirming, like, event that happened recently that just made me realize, what the fuck is this guy doing to my life? And what am I doing with my life now? So that's why, again, I always make sure I'm chipping away at my ultimate purpose, which is to just help people get into the best shape of their life. People who just need help and guidance and just are at a low point. So I just really hope anybody who's at a low point, or just like they need direction as far as like, their fitness goals, they just want to become a better version of themselves. I want to just really share my story and help motivate and inspire others, because, guys, anybody can do anything they set their mind to if they simply have a direction, purpose, and proper discipline. I truly believe that, guys. And again, guys, let me just say this. I'm doing a little bit of rambling and reflecting on my life personal story. I'm sharing a lot with you guys because I feel like a lot of people can learn from my overall lessons and my life story. I know I mentioned to you guys that I used to weigh over 300 plus pounds on my ever biggest recorded weight. I was obese. I was literally like chronically obese, and I deadass think I was borderline gonna be diagnosed with diabetes. But I remember vividly a year ago when I was really big and overweight. I was watching an episode of My 600-Pound Life, and that shit actually scared me and scarred the fuck out of me. And why I say it scarred me and it was like scary for me is because I was realizing all the stories and all the BS, and I don't want to come off as harsh, but it's the reality. All the excuses that these guys were saying, all the excuses that the big overweight guys and girls, and just basically all the excuses that they were telling themselves and just sharing with the audience as to why they couldn't stop eating and why they got to where they got to. All the excuses they were saying, like, I have to use food as a coping mechanism. I have to use food as a coping mechanism. My parents just passed away, or like, not even my parents. They would say like, something tragic or something dire happened in their family. Some tragic incident happened, or they just love food. Like, it's an addiction. They just love the taste of fried food, of chocolates, cakes, and all this stuff. All these excuses, guys, me personally, I could literally resonate with each and every one of those points. Because for me at that time, I had just lost my grandmother. So that was another, reason why I was just coping with binging. So, and why I do this in quotation, guys, and why I ultimately think it's all an excuse is because if I don't, like I said, I don't want to sound harsh, but if something tragic happened to your family or just somebody close to you, you using food as a coping mechanism is not going to solve the issue. I'd rather you go to therapy and have somebody talk to give you some advice. But just going towards food and literally just putting food in your body to just destroy yourself, that is not helpful. That's what I did. It did not help me at all. It actually hurt me in the long run because as I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, society doesn't care. So one day you come out relatively slim, then you have a bad rough point, whatever that happened, you use food as a coping mechanism, then you come back bigger. Society's gonna judge you. So it's a lose-lose situation. Yes, whatever happened, tragedy, that's a tragedy. But then turning to food as the result and then getting bigger, the world will just judge you for being big. They wouldn't know that, okay, this guy must have gone through something and he's probably using food as a coping mechanism. That's probably why he's gotten big. Let's sympathize with him. No, that's not how society works. If they see you big and overweight, they'll judge you immediately. That's what they did to me. And I would notice this when I was going out in public. People would look at me, give me some side eye, or people would not even look at me. That's the two different sides. When they would look at me and see how big I was, I know they were saying something in their mind. Or if I was like to pass a chick or something, they would just completely they wouldn't even know I existed. They just it was embarrassing for me at least. So it's never ever good to turn to food as a coping mechanism, and that's something that I'm realizing, reflecting back on my old self. And I wanted to just share this with you guys, who anybody who's watching this video, who can resonate with some of the excuses these guys on my 600 Pound Life were saying about why they just couldn't stop putting on the Twinkies or putting on the donuts. It's because they use excuses. Ultimately, they're just excuses. The reality is they're just excuses. So please, guys, don't make any excuse for yourself, because at the end of the day, you are literally the only person who can control what you put in your mouth every single day. Like, nobody's just forcing you to eat this, whatever it is. It's not anybody but you. So, and I also want to mention, back when I was big and overweight, I noticed that, I would just hear rumors, not rumors, but I would just hear shit the harshest critics and the most fat phobic people were people who were originally fat and then got slimmer. I would always hear that, people would say people would always say try not to get around people who are who are slim now but used to be big and overweight, because those guys, they will just roast you, they will just make fun of you, they won't know where they came from, they'll just forget about their own identity and just just talk shit about you, and like I said, just be fat phobic. And looking back on it, me now being on the other side of me being leaner and more healthier now, I don't want to say I understood the overall fat phobia, because like I said, I feel like there's just a miscommunication there. So for people who are originally fat and got slimmer and fit, they just know what it takes to get lean. That they literally know the blueprint. So I feel like the people who are currently big and overweight and never crossed that border to becoming lean, the reason why they're saying that fat to lean people are fat phobic, they're unsympathetic, is because they don't actually know the truth, and they don't tell the truth to themselves. They lie to themselves. The guys who are big, they lie to themselves because they realize that this person made it and you're still where you're at. Because guys, trust me, the best coaches, for my personal opinion, the best coaches were the ones that were originally fat and lost the weight, because they're literally giving me the blueprint, and they're also giving you the blueprint to lose weight correctly and sustainably. That's what I've come to realize. So the whole idea of these fat to fit influencers, fat to fit people who teach coaching, that they're fat phobic, no guys, they just literally know what it takes. So if you come to them with bullshit excuses as to why you didn't lose this much amount of weight, these fat to fit coaches ultimately know the truth. You can't lie to them, because like I said, they were once big and overweight, so you can't really lie to them. So that's what I come to realize about people saying that, guys, these coaches or these people that used to be fat that are now slim, they're still the worst. They have no sympathy. They're not sympathetic. It's because, guys, they know what it takes, and you're just not following direction, and you're just not being consistent. So yeah, ultimately, guys, I just wanted to share just a few quick things that were just on my mind. This is just a random video that I wanted to just share with you, because I feel like most people, like I said, they tend to procrastinate, because, and when I feel like most people, I can definitely resonate, because that was me at one point. Most people are just they're just content with being comfortable, and they're not willing to sacrifice they're not willing to really truly sacrifice what they need to sacrifice to get to their goals. And I just wanted to express to you how serious this shit is. This shit is very, very serious. If you want to achieve your goals, guys, you need to sacrifice and start now. Like, you can't wait for somebody to tell you. You can't wait for the right moment. Nobody's gonna tell you this shit. There's no right moment. You just gotta start now and be consistent, guys. So please, if there's anything you could take away from this video, do not wait for the new year to start your journey or start anything. Start now and build those habits now. Please, guys, please.